become a successful influencer, or how to even be as a brand to work with influencers. So in a moment, I'm going to bring up Amanda, and then when we do that, we're going to jam. We're going to have a great conversation on, what it takes to build this. So Amanda, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey Ash, how are you?
Doing amazing.
Thanks for having me.
You are so welcome. So walk us through your journey, pre-Blogger Bay Productions. Where were you at in your life, and what compelled you to get involved with this group?
Yeah, happy to. So I came from the corporate world, transitioned out of it into doing entrepreneurial consulting. So I was very passionate about making entrepreneurship accessible to a wider audience. So in that journey, I was doing business planning, strategic planning. I didn't do marketing, but I know how paramount marketing is in any entrepreneur's journey. So I sort of was keeping an eye out for strategic partners, and I was very interested in influencer marketing because I had so many clients that were interested in it and were asking me about it. And so I just happened to already have been a member of a bloggers platform, and was just doing it more socially, recreationally, satisfy my own curiosity on the subject. And I started to get to know the founder, who is a very young but very impressive, what I like to call accidental entrepreneur.
What's her name?
Shelby Swallow.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Otherwise known as @StylingSunshine on
Nice.
Instagram. She's quite famous. And I was very loved her enthusiasm, loved the platform that she had built. The more I got to know her and the more I got to know the goals of where the business was going, and it really was a business, we started chatting about partnerships, and just turns out we had a lot of complementary skills, a lot of complementary things between our businesses, and I truly believed in her. I was investing in her more than anything else, but the concept as well. So I came on board as the co-owner, and it's been a wild ride already so far, but it's been amazing.
So at this moment, what does Blogger Bay Productions do? Like, as of this interview, April 2019.
So Blogger Bay Productions is an influencer marketing agency and a media production company. It sort of started out more as just a platform for bloggers and influencers to connect and help each other build brands. Then they started partnering with bigger and bigger brands, and started producing media in-house.
Nice.
And so it's really evolved. I mean, we've grown out of state. We're all about organizing influencers at the community level, which really there's no other platform out there that's doing it at the scale that we're doing.
Now, I'm just curious, from a bigger business macro level, like, why is this whole influencer marketing thing big for you? Why is this exciting you and your partner and team?
Well, I mean, it's exciting. It should be exciting to everyone, honestly, right now. I mean, it's just totally changed the marketing landscape. It's totally changed the way businesses connect to their audiences and to their customers. I mean, it's all about scaling down to the micro level and scaling down to a specific niche, because as big of a business as you are, I don't care if you're a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate, I mean, the way you market to someone in California is going to be different, or it should be different than the way you market to someone in Texas. I mean, it's completely different landscape, it's completely different demographics, different lifestyles, and, the bigger brands are having trouble scaling down their mass marketing approaches, which is why I think this influencer marketing trend is really picking up so much steam, is because consumers trust people that they know, people that they see in their communities, people that they've been following online, and they already kind of get an understanding that, hey, I relate to this person. There's authenticity here.
Mm-hmm.
This person really, if they like it, I'm going to like it. They'll trust that more than they'll trust a commercial or an ad, that's blasted on, during the Super Bowl, or, that just randomly scrolls across the screen on Facebook. I mean, but even the Facebook knows this too. And so everything is highly targeted nowadays in marketing. There's so many different options out there that we have for everything, that the old-fashioned approaches just don't work anymore. If you really want to differentiate your brand, you have to scale down and get down to the community level.
Now, what's the process like with your agency? So let's first talk about the influencer. Like, how does the process work? Like, what do you do with them? What's the review process? Just for people who might be seeing this interview and might be interested in, connecting with you.
No, great. And we really are trying to stay open to anyone who wants to become an influencer, because as you mentioned, I mean, everyone has influence, right? Everyone has the ability to influence decision making, and they have something that they have a message to share. And so if that's something that someone really wants to develop their skill level at, our platform is a great platform for them to join. You know, we really try to help train the influencers. We really try to help have them build a community with each other so they can share skills with each other. It's a very competitive industry. We understand that. A lot of times it feels like, I think a lot of the influencers, at least on our platform, have told us it's kind of an isolated journey for the most part. There's so much competition that, you know, it's not always a very welcome environment, but that's what we try to provide.
Okay.
You know, we hold community events, we hold, you know, meetings and meetups for them to really get to know each other, to really build authentic relationships, and then we can carry those relationships over to the brands that we work with, which is something that, according to them at least, they find invaluable.
Okay. What are some of the industries that you're focused on when you say you're an influencer agency, and why?
So we're primarily focused, and this is evolving, but we're primarily focused on, I would say, beauty, fashion, and wellness.
Okay.
That's sort of, that was the primary industries of the founder, Shelby, when she first got started. And so, of course, naturally, she was going to attract people that, you know, were like-minded and in similar spaces. So that's still primarily where we operate. That's where we get the most traction with brands, and that's where we do the most collaborations. But we're evolving, and as we evolve and grow, you know, we're trying to open up, you know, different areas that we can get involved in. There's really, the space is limitless with the number of businesses that can do and will use influencer marketing is just growing at an amazingly rapid pace. They're saying 90% of businesses, and that's all businesses, will be utilizing influencer marketing on some level by 2019. So as of this year.
What out of those three that you mentioned, like which one is like probably the biggest, or are they all equally as big? The three industries.
I would say, I mean, beauty and fashion are just areas there that, I mean, there's so many products, there's so many companies and so many different focus areas for, you know, beauty and fashion businesses. And it's really more difficult to differentiate when you have, you know, 50,000 competitors making a skincare product, or, you know, making a new, you know, beauty product, lip gloss. You know, fashion is so subjective, and we're in this era of fast fashion where the trends change so rapidly, and you know, boutiques and things like that are popping up and emerging all the time. So the demand is great in those segments of the industry, so we're responding to that demand. But as the demand grows in other areas, we want to be able to pivot and respond to those industries as well, as they start to kind of get on board this whole influencer marketing bandwagon.
Okay. Well, in a minute, we're going to talk to Amanda about her kind of